The King of the Ring tournament continued last night on SmackDown, as did the mystery behind Roman Reigns' attacker and Rowan's bizarre doppelganger. Join us now as WrestleLamia looks at the good, the bad and the damn right ugly from the 27th August 2019 edition of SmackDown Live, as well as your latest wrestling news. This week's SmackDown is from Louisiana, with Corey Graves, Tom Phillips and Byron Saxton calling the action. SmackDown starts off with a video recap of the Roman Reigns mystery storyline. Bryan has asked for an apology from the big dog, and Reigns says he'll talk to Rowan and Bryan in the ring. Kofi Kingston cuts a promo on Randy Orton, reminding Orton he got beat down last week because he made their WWE Championship match personal. The Dreadlock Dynamo tells Orton he should have never messed with his family. Naturally, Orton decides to push Kofi's buttons and appears, telling the WWE Champion he received a letter from Kofi's son begging him to stop hurting his dad. Something not that original, as we'll see. Orton taunts Kingston, saying he had no idea he was staying in the same hotel as Kingston's family. Kofi brawls with the Viper as WWE officials try to separate them. During the fracas, Orton lands a hanging DDT off a table onto Kingston. Next up, it's another round 1 match of the King of the Ring tournament between Mustafa Ali and Buddy Murphy. Both superstars have been talking about breaking out in the WWE, but Ali proves he wants it more, hitting Murphy with the 450 splash for the win. Ali advances to the next round to face Elias. After the match, Murphy offers his hand and Ali shakes it. Good sportsmanship. SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley is talking to Ember Moon about their SummerSlam match. Moon doesn't want to discuss it, but promises she'll win the next time they meet. Charlotte Flair shows up to talk trash, but Moon points out Bayley is the face of the women's division. Lacey Evans shows up and disagrees, saying she's the face of the division, even though we've probably hardly seen her for the last couple of weeks. The Miz is in the ring and discusses Sami Zayn's new affiliation with Intercontinental Champion Shinsuke Nakamura as Nakamura's spokesperson. The Miz says Zayn couldn't make it in the ring and now he's leeching off Nakamura. The Miz challenges Nakamura to a title match at Clash of Champions. Sami Zayn shows up and begins running down the Miz until the WWE's A-lister invites him to back up his talk in the ring. Instead, Nakamura blindsides the Miz as Zayn mocks him and Nakamura beats him down until finishing the ass whooping with the Kinshasa. Next up is a non-title match between SmackDown Women's Champion Bayley and Lacey Evans. Bayley shows why she's the champion and Evans is still a contender, defeating her with the flying elbow smash as Charlotte watches on. Bryan and Eric Rowan are being interviewed about the Roman Reigns situation, and Bryan says they delivered Roman's assailant to him and they're not leaving tonight until he apologizes to both of them. Next up, it's Big E vs Randy Orton, as Big E's undoubtedly looking to avenge New Day teammate Xavier Woods after the Revival and Randy Orton snapped his leg. However, Big E comes up short thanks to interference from the Revival and an RKO. After the match, Orton directs traffic as they hit the Shatter Machine on Kofi's friend. Backstage, Chad Gable discusses his upcoming King of the Ring match when his opponent Shelton Benjamin shows up, and it's the usual Benjamin mocking Gable's height before leaving. Are they really going with Shorty G? Elias is in the ring and tells the fans he's going to become King of the Ring, but Kevin Owens blindsides him, delivering a stunner. Zero reaction from the crowd, very disappointing. R-Truth shows up to cover Elias, but Drake Maverick shows up, pulling Truth out of the ring and covering Elias to win the 24/7 championship. One thing's for sure is that Drake Maverick will definitely be consummating his marriage tonight. The final round 1 match of the King of the Ring tournament is between Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. Benjamin's experience advantage shows in this match, but nonetheless, Gable wins, surprising Benjamin with a sunset flip to advance to round 2 of the tournament. In the closing moments of SmackDown, it's apology time. Oh, or is it? Roman Reigns is in the ring and asks the fans if he should apologize to Rowan and Bryan for accusing them of being behind the attacks on him. Reigns shows a video and it appears that Rowan, or someone who looks remarkably similar, is at the scene of one of the attacks and pushes the boxers down on him, well, missing him completely. Bryan starts slapping Rowan and berates him for lying to him, especially after he took him under his wing over the last year. Bryan goes to the ring and tells Roman he had nothing to do with the attack, but Reigns responds with a spear, ending the show. That was a quick recap, but what about the good, the bad, and the damn right ugly? Let's start off with the good as number 1, a second chance. Sami Zayn's in-ring career might be on life support, but this week's appearance shows that he can make a good mouthpiece for wrestlers and further angles. Now The Miz might be out of the King of the Ring tournament, but a Miz vs Nakamura match for the Intercontinental Championship will hopefully give the WWE's A-lister a chance to regain some of the momentum after Shane McMahon killed it. And number 2, liars. Reigns revealed a different angle of his attack footage, and it turns out it was Rowan or just another bald bloke with an orange beard. Rowan didn't get a chance to explain before Bryan lost it and started to slap the shit out of him, and Bryan's reaction looked genuine. A man who he really thought he believed didn't do it. It is confusing though. What was the point of last week? Why did he straight away jump to the conclusion that Rowan did it? Couldn't he have just blamed the double again? Roman spearing him at the end obviously suggests he doesn't believe Bryan, but it was a great performance nevertheless, adding another twist. Is Bryan telling the truth or not? He's just such an outstanding performer. That was the good. What about the bad? As number 1, a poor decision. Now it's clear they want to push both Ali and Murphy, but WWE made the odd decision to have them face off in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Wouldn't it have made better sense for them to face off later on? They would have undoubtedly stolen the show if these two had a match in the semi-finals, and if you don't believe us, we urge you to check out their meets on 205 Live. Just incredible stuff by both of them. And nevertheless, it was a bad decision to have them face off in round 1. Number 2, didn't they just do this storyline? Come on WWE, you're gonna heat up the animosity with another letter from a wrestler's son? Didn't you guys just do this with AJ Styles and Samoa Joe like exactly this time last year? Come on, get something new. Number 3, treading water. We discussed it last week and it bears repeating that the WWE needs to either put Bischoff into the driver's seat on SmackDown or put someone in his place while Bischoff learns the ropes. Last night's SmackDown Live was unfortunately another mundane show. With SmackDown moving to Fox and Fox reportedly still concerned about the Blue brand's ratings, it makes sense to give SmackDown a boost, making it more exciting. Instead, it's a boring show with very little reason to tune in. Considering the WWE screwed Fox by airing NXT on the USA Network instead of Fox's Fox Sports 1, you'd think Vinnie Mac would throw them a bone and show them some effort in improving SmackDown. Number 4, the woeful women's division. The WWE's women's division is a mess. Not because it lacks a talented roster, but because there doesn't seem to be any direction for the undercard. Both Becky Lynch and Bayley have their opponents lined up for Clash of Champions, but no one seems to know or, even worse, care about who's on which roster. What's Lacey Evans doing challenging Bayley to a match when SmackDown has a number of talented women on the roster? No doubt Vince McMahon is intent on continuing to give Raw superstar Evans airtime and feels there's room for her on SmackDown since Raw is busy focusing on Sasha Banks vs Becky Lynch. Even worse, what's going on with the Women's Tag Team Championship? And number 5, is this SmackDown or Main Event? Tonight's SmackDown seemed like an episode of Main Event at times, particularly with Chad Gable battling Shelton Benjamin. The WWE can classify it as a King of the Ring tournament match, but the WWE has done nothing to make fans care about Gable, and chances are, many fans probably don't even know who Benjamin is. And the ugly? Well, thankfully nothing too ugly to mention, but as you can see, nothing exceptional to report either. But that was the good, the bad, and the damn right ugly. Let's move on to the news, as The Fiend could already be in the Universal Championship picture. The Golden One Center in Sacramento, California posted a tweet today advertising that The Fiend will challenge either Seth Rollins or Braun Strowman in a Hell in a Cell match in October's pay-per-view. They tweeted, "Get ready WWE fans, The Fiend challenges Rollins or Braun Strowman to a Hell in a Cell match. Get your tickets now and stay tuned." The Golden One Center had been advertising Rollins vs Drew McIntyre for the pay-per-view. Whether this is an effort to boost ticket sales, much as the WWE advertised Braun Strowman vs Brock Lesnar for this year's Royal Rumble despite knowing Lesnar would face Finn Balor, or signs of how over Wyatt's new persona is, remains to be seen. Next up, the Raw ratings. Now, this week's Raw ratings are both cause for celebration and concern. PW Insider's Dave Scherer posted the numbers from this week's show, comparing them to past weeks. The 26th August edition of Raw brought in 2.528 million overnight viewers, down slightly from last week's 2.534 million overnight viewers. But look at Hour 3 and you'll see a significant drop in viewers, more than usual. Were fans turned off by the show's second hour, or perhaps the matches that aired in Hour 3? Meltzer noted, "The third hour was built around Sasha Banks vs Natalya, Cedric Alexander vs Cesaro, and AJ Styles vs Braun Strowman for the United States title. The demographics proved interesting as the drop was 12% in women 18 to 49, 15% in men 18 to 49, there was no drop in teenage girls, and a 21% drop in Hour 3 among teenage boys. There was an 18% drop among those over 50. The second to third drop was the 7th worst of all time. What motivated teenage girls to stay and tune in and everyone else to tune out? Reading too much into one week's ratings is problematic as there are so many X factors that could have caused the drop in Hour 3. For now, the WWE should be satisfied the numbers are stable and seem to be doing better overall. WWE also drew some big numbers on YouTube for the show's main event, as AJ Styles vs Braun Strowman brought in 2.2 million viewers. The rest not so hot in comparison, but still good numbers. And our last story is WWE double dipping with Rowdy Ronda. For fans wondering when Ronda Rousey found time to star in WWE's Total Divas series, here's what happened. It appears WWE took advantage of Ronda Rousey's busy schedule by filming her for the upcoming season of Total Divas during the build-up to WrestleMania 35. According to PW Insider's Mike Johnson, this is material that was filmed months ago that we're just now seeing. It's basically the beginning of 2019 when Total Divas debuts in October, which shows you how long the turnaround is for this. They're going to basically deal with the build towards WrestleMania. That's what I was told. This season's going to be January to April. As we've discussed elsewhere, Rousey will be appearing in Fox's drama series 911 as speculation continues if and when she'll return to the WWE. But there you have it guys, your SmackDown recap for 27th August 2019, the good, the bad and the damn right ugly, as well as the latest WWE wrestling news. Be sure to leave your comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.